Okay. There I am. Fix my seat. Huh? What's it doing? The hell? Oh crap, I actually want to test something. Okay, well, hopefully it's okay. Let's see what we can do. Likely go through and finish the game. And then probably go back through and take care of the trophies. Oh, this game doesn't even have a platinum trophy. That's sad. I mean, it's a very simple game, so I guess whatever.
I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
To teach and to learn. Dawn Finch? Sanjay Kumar. Unlike yesterday, I cannot get comfy. Okay. So recap, we are... God, I still don't know what year it is in the game. We are... Oh, open... Oh, that works. We are Edith Finch. From what I can assume now, we are an adult woman. We're either an adult woman or we are 17. We are 22 months pregnant. And our family line is plagued with untimely deaths. And the remainder of stories we have to go through would be our mother Dawn and her great-grandmother Edie. So let's go ahead and see what Dawn has going on.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
Is this my room up here?
But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Is there something here from everyone's store? Why am I crawling? Of all things, I should not be crawling. I guess it is small. Is there something in here from everyone's rooms?
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance.
Oh.
Or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're
you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories! I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning, okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out.
Story within a story. Not a twist.
It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around. For a while, I wandered. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the band came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is.
My controller has a heartbeat. And,
This journal was supposed to be for you.
I know what that is, and this is slightly unsettling.
But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you. And tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Edith Finch. February 14th, 1999 to January 18th, 2017. Story by Giant Sparrow for Shirley Dallas, 1948 to 2013. Trophy earned. Everything ends. Trophy earned. Thanks, Johan. Collectibles coordinator. That's funny. If I'd known there was that much, if I'd known there was literally like 10 minutes of the game left, I would have just. If I'd known there was only like 10-15 minutes left, I would have just finished it last night. Yeah, it's only been 22 minutes. The Edith Finch team, 2012 to 2017. The end. The replay story option is now available. Select Edith to play from the beginning. Oh, look, I drew them in at some point. We now have Edie, 1917 to 2010. And we now have Dawn, 1968 to 2016. It does make sense that she couldn't add the own date of her death in because, well, yeah. Sadly, it doesn't include her son. I want to know what happened to her, though. We played this whole game with her, and then she's just... Yeah, you select one, you select the other. Well, I mean, crap, we have to start from the beginning, don't we? Because 2 of the trophies are in one story. Two of the trophies are in one story. One of them's in the very beginning, literally. And I have to play Calvin's story again. I hit play, what does that exactly do? Oh, I get it now. I didn't connect it, but I'm literally... I'm literally her son. I'm Edith's son. And I'm on a boat on my way over there now. So wait, can I just play them in any order I want now? If I don't have to play from the very beginning, that helps so much. Whoa, she's lost her textures. Alright, there they are.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
I'm confused. Why does it want me... What is the title of it? Loop-de-loop-de-loop. Like Calvin's story again. Why does it want Calvin's story again?
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up. Then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother. The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Trophy earned. Loop-de-loop-de-loop.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Oh, it feels strange. It feels strange redrawing a person in. Oh, you know what? I think that's the perfect way to end it. Where is... I'm
I grew
specifically...
up looking at Molly's room through the peephole.
Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
Where?
I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner.
How does she
I woke
know
up
this?
and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat. I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back.
I assume it's okay to call it finale 100%. I mean, sadly this game doesn't have a platinum trophy. It has gold, but aside from that.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
I forgot I had to actually eat the gerbil food.
I kept eating and eating.
Ugh, I don't know how you get down that.
I ate a lot of things that night.
I don't even remember how this ended. I can only assume that she died from just...
Then I heard chirping outside my window.
I assume she
It was
died
a barn
from
swallow
just...
going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat. I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared. Mom and Dad didn't even look at me. The babies were all gone. I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird.
I assumed the only way that she accidentally died was that she ate so much random stuff. Including what I'm assuming was plastic berries.
I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass. Rabbits. I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger. A mama rabbit.
Okay, now if I screw this up, I'm gonna have to restart. So I'm gonna make sure I got him out in the open. Got it. Trophy earned. Great owl.
I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
I feel like I just snapped a flipper. How could I have forgotten about this? Above all else, this doesn't make sense.
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever.
Should be a trophy for getting hit by a car.
I wanted fat, juicy suits. I tore off her flipper and it tasted really good.
Tasted really good, man. Oh my god, it tasted good. No intervention, you're mine.
I grabbed on tight. When I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed. Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere. I was big, but I moved real quiet.
I just threw a box at him.
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
Oh. Trophy earned. Let him finish.
Passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
So yeah, now here's the question: is it just her? Is it just her I smell now?
I got closer and closer. All of my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to be, and we both know I will be delicious.
Strangest ending above all things, I will be delicious.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
What remains of Edith Finch? One boy. That's what remains.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house. My brother Milton disappeared when I was 4. It was like the house just swallowed him up.
Someone had put up a chain link fence, but it looked like I wasn't the first person to hop it.
Interesting that I had to hop it. Wait, I hopped it? Dear God. Oh, so let me look. 1999. Jesus. So yeah, that would make her just 18.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
What if somehow I was able to make it to the left side of the island where the grave was?
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
And it just decided you get to look at your own gravestone. Above all else, that would probably confuse the hell out of me, and I'd probably... I
My
don't know.
mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
The sad fact that it took her until her untimely death for her to finally...
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
Trophy earned. All roads. It took her until her untimely death to decide that it was finally time I look into my history.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to. The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
Well, just like that. Without further ado, that is what remains. This is what remains of Edith Finch. From Odin and Ingeborg, to Edie and Sven, to Walter, to Sam and Kay, Calvin, Barbara, Molly, Gregory, Gus, Dawn and Sanjay, to Lewis, to Milton, and from 1999 to 2017, Edith Finch. Now her very own son. It is, though. It's an extremely nice series. Probably the fastest time in a while that I've beaten a game this quickly. This was nice. It was nice. At times morbid. Other times sad. At certain points it was nice and goofy. And I can't say whether or not this really had a happy ending. But it's a wonderful and fascinating game. And at that, I have nothing else to do. It very much and truly is what remains of Edith Finch.